Hello, hello, my lovely leaguers. A little bit behind here, but that's alright. Everything working good. Audio. Talisman, potion, totem. Let's get out there. Be taking our Q. Really, there's no other. There might as well be no other ability that Nunu has except for taking Q. Alright, so on the enemy team, we've got a Kha'zix. We've got a Cho'Gath that's running Ignite, and that's more to the Tryndamere. I'm not sure. I guess that's he plans to kill him early, and then the Kha'zix is gonna help him kill the Tryndamere early. Alright, we're going to invade Kha'zix red over here. If they're smart, they'll have Cho'Gath protect him. We'll see. We'll see what I'm gonna stumble onto here. Nothing? Awesome. Gonna pop a pot. It looks like their top lane did not their top lane, oh wow. Holy smokes, man. That's unfair. You don't want people to have too far of an advantage, you know? Although as far as, oh wow. Oh. So Tryndamere and the top Cho'Gath traded blow for blow. I'll lead this guy over here. So hopefully, I'd have. Okay, there's the Kha'zix. He does not have my. He does not have my red buff. Although I'm a little concerned that he's doing my red. Oh, that's rough, man. Wow. So it looks like I caught out the Kha'zix doing my my camp there. My goodness, that is almost gonna cost them the game right there. All of that, and looks like Tryndamere came out ahead. Alright, we're gonna put another in queue. Gonna head down. But yeah, I believe Talon, he excels in the... He excels in the early to mid. I think he's, he does his best work in the mid game. So the idea is that they'll be able to help bot lane a little later on, because he's going to be pretty strong. Alright, so we're gonna get a Balmy Cinder. I'm gonna get these items. Actually, let's get that. Let's get that. And we're gonna go for our dragon. Let's see. Kha'zix did kill. Kha'zix did kill the our Fed guy here. All right. Usually this is usually this is something you would want to avoid as far as doing this by yourself. But that's alright. Gonna throw a ward right over here. He's actually forgetting about his blue. Why on earth would you forget your blue, man? I should probably, yeah. I should be able to wait for him. You can have it. Yeah. Well, I can't follow you, man. There we go. That works out. I'll tank it for as long as I can. There we go. See that that Talon doing work, man. He's getting that Talon, he's doing work, man. So yeah, he's using his early advantage. He's using his early advantages, and he's really... Oh, I think he's dead. Oh, he's not. Oh my goodness. Oh, Kha'zix got him. So Kha'zix is at his peak at the moment. Kha'zix is at his peak. It's getting closer to mid-game. Throw this ward right here. Now, Talon is a champion that does not need blue buff, so we'll just take that for ourselves. Alright, so we're gonna check out what's going on. Okay, we can go back. I guess we'll get some CS here. That's the great thing about Nunu. It's like... you can take damage all day, every day. So we're gonna grab this item, that item, and a sweeping power up. I think Kha'zix, or I think that's a little risky. pretty darn risky. I'm gonna put a ward for him right there. Then we're gonna put a ward back here because we know that Kha'zix was top. I put it right there. Okay. So they're not going to be able to get that tower. We're going to put a ward right here. See how bot lane's doing. They're doing fine. Let's see how is Tryndamere doing. Looks like Tryndamere is doing okay. Okay. He needs to be careful. Okay. Ellen might be going a little overboard, but alright, so this should go pretty fast. See if I can get to these little juji fruits. Alright, so we got the Alright, so Kha'zix should get the reset. Oh, they didn't even need the reset. So we're gonna get Ninja Tabai. That's going to be for the Kha'zix and the Vayne. But as it stands, like, our bot lane is not very good. I kind of monitored how they were doing things. We're actually going to modify our path here. And we're gonna ward. Take that. Alright, Annie was easy to take out there. If I can slow him. Alright, nice. Alright, that was rough. We were kinda left to waste away there. Hopefully Trinomir can get out there. Alright, I think he will be able to. This will get some decent damage on the tower, so I would say that's sort of worth. Talon should get that. Oh, wow. Haha, that's funny. So, our team is playing pretty interesting. Let's see what, he's got a little magic, okay. Okay, that's going. Alright. So they need to, be aware that Annie is coming. But yeah, my bot lane is totally oblivious. We're gonna use our ultimate here just to clear things. Okay, now we're gonna board things up. And yeah. Alright, so we're gonna grab Scuttles down here. Alright, they're actually gonna be... gonna be distracted somewhat. Gonna give there we go, nice cleanup. God. Thank goodness. That was quite the cleanup there. So we need to make our way over to Baron, where the action's gonna be. Alright. So Baron is going to be the next play. We're gonna be grabbing this item and some of this. Yeah. Let me think about this. Maybe this would be better. Yeah, let's grab that. We're gonna head out. So Baron is gonna be on our list here. So we're basically gonna hang around this whole area. I think we'll go after the Cho'Gath. There we go. Tiny bit of a pain there. We're gonna look to get some wards in their red. And a ward right here. Now there's two people there. And Trinamir is most likely dead. Because both of those guys have the ability to kite Trinamir. Oh, actually, I should be getting the petals here. What am I doing? So we're just keeping an eye on Baron. A lot of times, people don't really know when a good time is to do Baron. So we just have to set things up properly. Alright, so we're gonna go back. I think we can get our... No, we can't get our next item here. We're gonna do some scans of the area. Then put a ward up. Okay, Trinamir is not interested in doing this. That complicates things. Okay. Okay, that was a mistake for the Twitch because it revealed us. Alright, so we're done. Twitch. Oh, nice! Oh. When you hit the ward, you gave away our position. Pink wards deny vision. Alright, so we're gonna get this and we're gonna head back towards Baron. So it was just it was a mistake for the Twitch. That's all. It was just a mistake for the Twitch to do that. But it's actually particularly dangerous for Cho'Gath to be over here. Okay, not just yet, Sona. There we go. Hard to beat him, Nunu. Now we're gonna head towards the drag. Oh, what a drag, man. Alright. So yeah, it's just a little finesse when you're doing the Baron. We tried to sneak it. I think they'll be alright. They'll be just fine. Alright, I won't be fine though. Woo! But they're gonna waste a few abilities. They might have wasted a flash or something, but that's fine. Okay, got rid of his GA. He should be dead. Okay, Twitch is dead. Some bad decision making going on here. Alright, next we're going to go for... They do a pretty extensive amount of AoE. So we're gonna get the Gaius Legion here. Alright, that's pretty hard CC right there. So that's pretty difficult CC there. They had like round the clock CC. So we really So they had, yeah. So the guys just need some guidance, and we've made some ridiculous plays so far. There we go. Okay, he blew his flash unnecessarily there. Okay, the Cho'Gath, he's in big trouble here if he is all alone. Alright, I'll get away from the Vayne. But yeah, right now, they're a powerhouse of damage. Okay. Now this is getting a little ridiculous here. Yeah. So, unfortunately, we pushed this game into late game, and now we have more of a competition on this situation. Yeah, it looks like Talon got the Vayne. So it's gonna be a lot of this back and forth nonsense. Instead of like real strategizing, really collaborating. But again, that is hard at any elo, but it's hard at this elo. It looks like the top is making some attempt to do some, to make some moves. the Cho'Gath. They're trying to group around the Cho'Gath. Okay. Sona is dead. Okay, we're gonna head back. Hopefully I'm still alive. No, I'm not. Alright, Trinamir should be dead. Alright, so that's their powerhouse late game right there. She should just keep away. She's not going to take into account the Vel'Koz's leap and stuff like that. Definitely a rough game, because essentially we allowed it to get late game. They'll get this dragon. I have to try to focus the right people. Stunned. Okay, I gotta get the bottom here. Hopefully they'll be alright. So the Cho'Gath is definitely... We got 2 inhibs. I don't think they're gonna get the... Yeah, they're not gonna get that. Oh, wow, did they actually... Okay, the Vayne is still up. Okay, there's Vayne. The Twitch actually got out of there. That's crazy. Nice. Alright, we should be able to get this guy, maybe even end the game, who knows? Got... Alright, I think we just won. Yes! Wow. How did we win? Okay, whatever. We made so many mistakes, but the enemy team made more mistakes. Wow. I was just waiting for the fight to go bad, but everyone, like, kept their cool. Twitch was able to do damage. We're gonna give it to Twitch, because without his damage, man, we would have been nowhere. Oh, little icon! Alright, victory. Alright, 7 times I died. I'm sure I died far too many times. 24 assassinations for the most part for the Talon. The Sona was out of position a fair amount, more than I was. And then Twitch died 13 times as well. So that is interesting. Talon had a good early game, which pushed, but I felt like it didn't push quick enough for us to really snowball. That's what I feel about this meta. Like, even though if you have a good early game, if you make even just 1 or 2 mistakes in the mid game, things can turn around. And if you're late, if you spike damage in late game, if you scaled into the late game like a Vayne or a Nasus or something like that, oh my goodness, it's pandemonium. And with this comp, I felt comfortable going Nunu, even though you don't have a lot of interaction early in the game, unless the enemy team makes some really horrible mistakes, like out of position really badly or something like that. But late game, Nunu has the late game. He has a good engage mechanic, and you saw how I just kind of stepped up and started getting people in my ultimate there, and from there I think we had a pretty good chance of beating them. So he's pretty good at initiation, just as long as he doesn't get CC'd. Try to get that full channel ult, do as much damage as possible, and then also you can do that ultimate around your ADC or any carry that you're protecting to minimize damage, even have people walk away from you. So you can do it defensively or offensively. Alright, so let's get down to brass tacks items. Lock of the Yarn Solari, because Annie was doing tons of damage. And she's got her full burst build. Frozen Heart, because normally people aren't going to target me, the jungler, the tanky jungler. So this item is going to reduce attack speed of nearby enemies by 15%. If you get something like Randuin's Omen, it will reduce attack speed for the champion, but only the champion that's auto-attacking you. This is an aura that reduces attack speed of all champions in the area, or in the nearby area. Yeah, nearby enemies, 15%. So as long as you're by your carries and they're attacking your carries, they'll have a reduced amount of attack speed. The enemies will. The Ninja Tabi, some survivability with the Vayne and the Kha'zix. They were doing a lot of damage. Adaptive Helm, this is going to give you cooldown reduction, magic, and health. And also taking damage from a spell or effect reduces all subsequent damage from that same spell or effect by 20% for 4 seconds. Okay, so if you have... Oh, that's interesting. I guess this as an item, I guess this is a good item if you have the enemy has like magic damage champions that have high cooldown, that they have like max cooldown reduction. Like I think it's like 40% cooldown reduction, 50. Maybe it's not that high, but that would Adaptive Helm would do a lot better if I'm dealing with magic damage that is repeated, the same sort of magic damage attacks, like they just repeat over and over. So I would get some reduced damage for spells that have already been cast on me. I believe that's how it works. The Twitch, Lord Dominic's Regarth, deal with the Cho'Gath, and he was actually doing a fair amount of damage. I guess that was the thing that Zillion actually stole that. I guess what we should have done is just stopped, but I was kind of frozen, so I literally have to tell everyone to stop. But then secondly, I needed to move around Baron too. He was correct to telling me that I need to rotate around Baron, something like that. So it's not so easy to predict or try to steal Baron based on that. So always move around. Berserker Greaves, you got Runon's Hurricane, all these great items to add tons of burst to Twitch's build. And I like the fact that he went critical attack first, and then that he was waiting for his Blade of the Ruined King later. Blade of the Ruined King, if you were to get it first on Twitch, your damage is going to be cut by a lot, and you're going to have to wait later in game to really get going. Blade of the Ruined King is kind of for dueling and farming, because it'll keep you healthy even if you take a little damage. You can get that life steal back over, of course, a period of time. So he just got Bilgewater Cutlass and then went for the rest of his damage items. I think that is the way that you should build Twitch in most situations, unless you're constantly dueling somebody. The Tryndamere got pretty much Frozen Mallet to keep all the people a little health from Frozen Mallet. You know, you're going to keep sticking to people. You get Ravenous Hydra to do that burst damage, Static Shiv for the burst damage, Infinity Edge for that critical attack damage, and Mercury Tread so he doesn't get CC'd constantly, because that's one of the issues that Tryndamere has. If he's CC'd, well, it's a rough time for Tryndamere. And then finally the Talon. He pretty much went full Assassin's build. He's got a little utility, a little defense, but it's basically, you know, he's got his Assassin, and that's pretty much how you build Talon. And he was making some good assassination plays. But as far as team plays, he's a little limited in what he can do, but you have to be versatile with the champion enough to know how to be effective in team fights. How you kind of have to wait around for the ADC, or you have to wait around for Annie or somebody and just take them out real quick. You have to wait for their team to sort of rotate or move and leave their one of their carries behind, and that's a perfect time to assassinate. The Sona got your Ardent Sensor to boost her healing, her shields, her redemption, and she also got a Locket of Iron Solari, which is going to help. Also is going to help additionally because they had a lot of AoE, and if her locket was down, my locket could be up, and then we could protect our team properly. And then Thane's Holy Grail to help with cooldown and some it's going to help with mana regen, and it's going to help with more some ability power and some magic resist. So pretty good items on Sona. She's even got some Ninja Tabi for survivability. The Vayne's got your standard Vayne stuff. She's going for the burst. She's going for the burst Vayne, where you sustain with Bloodthirster. You do your critical attack damage, and you do essentially the most damage you can against some of our really tanky champions. Really, I'm the only one who's much tanky, or much at all tanky. Sona's got a little health, but it's not going to make at all much difference in a powwow with Vayne. So this is the right build for Vayne. In the old days, you would run Blade of the Rune King or something like that, but these are the days of the critical hit builds for Vayne. So this is just fine. Annie's gone full build. She's got her Rabadon's Death Cap, and she's got her burst with Luden's Echo. She's got cooldown reduction, and including ability power from Moral Economicon. So she is doling out some major damage and some magic pen coming from the Void Staff. The Cho'Gath, he's got Righteous Glory. That was one of his first items. That was a pretty powerful item. And then he's got the rest of his items all tanky. And there was a decent number of times, at least one time, that I remember Cho'Gath just wandered in by himself, but he was with Annie, but not with his entire team. So they should have somehow found a way to work with their entire team, and if they did, they would have been unstoppable. But yeah, so basically, Righteous Glory into all tanky items and just chomp your way to victory, pretty much. The Kha'zix was doing work. I think he did this. Yeah, he was doing work early, mid, and late game, but sadly he would have fallen off late game. Or yeah, he falls off late game, but it doesn't mean that he can't try to assassinate or something. It's just a little tricky because you're usually team fighting. You're usually grouping up as Kha'zix. The Zilean was doing a lot of damage himself with his Rabadon Death Cap. He's got his Eye of the Oasis. It's gonna give him, ability to put vision and wards down, I believe. Yeah, stealth ward. Okay, consumes a place to stealth ward. Yeah. And he's got some survivability with Zanya's Hourglass. This is kind of a goofy build because Rabadon Death Cap is not actually going to be that beneficial to him because he really doesn't have too many items to stack Rabadons. If anything, if you wanted to do a little magic damage, you should have gone for something like Moral Economicon. That gives you cooldown reduction, mana, and ability power, because this Rabadon Death Cap, it does give you more ability power, but the passive is not going to be as useful because the passive, let's say you have all these AP items on Annie, this passive is going to be much better because the higher overall AP is going to be increased by 35%. He's got a support build, so he's not going to have high numbers that are going to increase by 35%. Just because he just doesn't. I mean, he does a decent amount of damage, but he's not going to do. Rabadon's Death Cap is just a little overboard. If he wanted to do a little more AP damage, a little more utility, Moral Economicon would have been the way to go. And oddly enough, he got Seraph's Embrace, I guess, to survive. But I mean, really, if you try to kill a Zilean first, it's usually out. He's usually out of position or something. But you would usually want, yeah, usually that's why you kill a support. Support like this, he's gonna be hanging out in the back line. He's gonna be speeding people up. But if he's caught, I guess he's gonna try to use a shield. I guess it's a little more utilitarian, and he's gonna survive for a bit. He's got a lot of sustain with his extra mana, but his build is a little weird here. A little weird. But what do I know? When's the last time I played Zilean? Zilean in the jungle next time. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that really goofy game there. And take note that just think of how the game would have progressed if Twitch didn't do that one little thing of hitting the ward. Like, if you have a pink ward and there's a ward already there, you will they won't be able to see anything. That ward will be blinded. But because he hit it, he would have been seen, and then he can see me, and then they know that we're doing the Baron. And Annie just strolled over. So, my goodness, how different the game could have turned out if he didn't do that. But there was other things too that me personally, if I could have done differently, then the game would have ended a little sooner. But it's all about trying your best to stupid-proof the situation. And I should have said to Twitch or to anybody, do not hit the ward, because we're trying to do Baron in secret. I will try to emphasize that the next time there's a ward, put a pink ward at Baron, and we start doing Baron. And maybe I should have I thought I got some good wards, but I probably should have had a few more wards. More wards around Baron. Tell people not to hit the stealth ward while the control ward's around. And I'll be better off. Alright, hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is Arch, signing out. Hi-yo!